Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm going to be checking out the very nice Shot Celt Merlin, and these are like a special edition series like what they did with the Odin last year. Comes in a really nice box and it's a very nice looking set of darts, so looking forward to trying them, so let's check them out.
So there's three weights in steel tip, 23, 24 and 25 gram, and soft tip 20 gram. I'm reviewing the 24 gram steel tip, the 95% tungsten, and the retail for £149.95.
So as you can see, it comes in this rather fancy box, got some nice artwork on it, and on the back you got the story relating to the theme of the darts. Little magnetic closure on the lid there, and again on the inside lid you got some nice artwork. And the darts come supplied with two sets of stems. You've got the koi carbon and I think it's the tau carbon, and you've got two sets of the small standard Celt Merlin flights. Darts fit with the Celt etched points. I don't know what kind of shape you would call it. It's mainly because of that section there is a bit strange, kind of like a long sleek missile tapered style, but it does look really nice. And I think even with the fact that I'm a fan of the green and blue, it just looks nice anyway, even if it wasn't coated. And that's quite an interesting section, this here, for rear grippers. I think you've got this nice grippy part here, but there's also this like kind of thing as a reference point and also something to push against, so it may end up being a really nice one for rear grippers. But I think there's a bit of something there no matter where you're holding it. Even on that front section there's a nice bit of grip there, but I think this bit here probably the grippiest, mainly because it's got such wide cuts and them kind of like weird shapes, giving you some kind of edgy sticky grip. So definitely quite grippy there, but I think that's probably almost as grippy as well because it's got this quite pointed shark style grip. But really interesting machining on the dart there, and fitted with the koi tweeny stems, koi carbon, and the Merlin small standard flights. So very nice looking setup it is. So we'll have a super close look at the grip now.
So they're fitted with the Celt etch points. You've got a tapered nose, so on the very front it's just got the lateral cuts running into the nose, and then you've got these kind of double thin rings with the grooves and the lateral cuts running through it, and then the kind of like beveled wider rings with kind of diamond shaped cuts in it, so you get a fair bit of edginess from all the little cuts around there. And as you move along the barrel it's pretty much uniform for the first half, and then you get into a thin ring and groove before you get into a slightly strange style of grip, which I think it's meant to be Merlin staff or something like that. It's kind of got like a long section with a kind of like oval on the top, but you've got these really wide sections which are cut out, and these notches kind of weird shapes, so you get that kind of corners sticking into your skin a little bit, and then it flares out on that end of it, which I think is Merlin staff, and then it kind of tapers in a little bit on the shark grip, so that gives you a bit of a push point. And the shark grip itself has got the lateral cuts running through it, so again quite grippy on there, and then just a groove and a taper on the end of the barrel. The darts fit with the laser etched Celt points, 28mm. You've got a tapered nose with some lateral cuts, 4.3mm, and then you've got a section of double thin ring grip with these kind of wide beveled rings. Again, got lateral cuts running through it. That's 17.5mm. Some thin ring and groove grip with lateral cuts, again 3.4mm, and then you've got that strange, hard to describe section with quite deep and wide lateral cuts, 10.8mm. Kind of like flared out section, 4.5mm, and then a shark grip section on the end of the barrel, 12.5mm, length 53mm, wide is 7mm.
12 24.10 grams. Almost sticking to my finger. 24.10 grams again. And ooh, it's hovering, couldn't make its mind up. 24.09 grams. It's nearly perfect. Full setup, 25.92 grams.
So this is the balance with nothing attached, and this is with the supplied setup. So that strange section of grip with all the blue on is probably the grippiest at 8, but the rear section may feel more grippy to some. I think a lot depends on how it kind of sits on your fingers really.
Let's give them a throw and see how they go. One dart each double, front grip first. Not quite. Oop, definitely not quite. Yeah, got the last one. That went through the air rather nice actually. I'm on the green section but just past the tapered nose, and there is some edginess to that. I think a lot of it's coming down from the lateral cuts on the double thin rings. But balance is quite nice there. It's better than I was expecting it to be for a long dart. Oh, wrong double. I've got this strap on as well because I can tighten it up better there, and it kind of pushes into the spot where the pain is. The only problem is there's two issues. I have it on too long, my fingers start to go blue because I have to have it on that tight. And also when you get to that point in the throw, there's kind of like a weird sensation as if somebody's just grabbed your arm. But if it takes the pain away a little bit, then I'm happy. Oh. All flying through the air, rather nice. A lot smoother than I was expecting. I'll try it from the midsection, so a bit where them thin rings are, and on that kind of like strange grippy part with the blue colour. Ooh. Hey, got one. I was expecting a lot more spin from that there though, but it still wasn't too bad. One more try from there. Yep, another one. Yeah, it's not too bad, that spot. Balance was a little bit nicer. The odd occasion I did feel like a little bit of that grip just catch the edge of my thumb a little bit, but I'll try it fully on that blue section now, so I'm fully on that kind of strange grip, so there's lots of little corners and wide cuts. Let's see what that feels like. Didn't spin as much as I was expecting it would. Oh, got another one. Getting some spin, but I was expecting that, but still coming out my fingers quite easy. And that one went rather smooth actually. So that was quite curious. That didn't quite go how I thought it would have done. I thought it was going to be a bit too sticky and like spin off at weird angles, but actually didn't fly too bad at all there. So I'm going to try it fully on the rear section. So still quite a grippy part there. I'll just have a throw at the 20s, see if I can get the hang of it. Ooh, that was a bit painful, but it actually went quite smooth through the air. Well, it's going fairly smooth there. And you do get that little bit where it tapers out, kind of flares out to push again, so Probably a nice one for people who like to hold the barrel right at the end and you like a good level of grip. And one more try from there. Oh, nearly. It's that treble 5 champion, yeah. I think that went the smoothest so far. Oh, and I got to treble with the last dart. So, could be a nice spot that for rear grippers, I think. But again, it's a dart that's going to work for all grips. But I guess depends on which grip you like. From about where the thin rings are, it gets quite grippy. So obviously it's people who like a grippy dart. In front of that, for front grippers, it's still a decent level of grip and actually flew rather smooth for me, and I don't normally like a long barrel, so if you're a front gripper that does, then it may be fine for you. But a really nice looking dart from Shot. I know Shot have been doing fancy machining on a lot of the darts and also the Cortons, but it seems like this particular dart, it just seems to fit the two colours and the design and everything. It just seems to work quite nicely on this particular one. So quite a beautiful looking dart, I think. I know blue and green is my two favourite colours, and obviously green is my favourite. But even so, it just looks really nice. Quite a sleek style and kind of unusual, and fitted in quite well with their theme that they like to do. So that's the end of the video. I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.